Let's be honest, we're all in the same situation where due to the pandemic, there's not a lot of cars for us to sell. Our inventory has been short and there's certainly been a lack of inventory in the industry. So in this video, I'm going to discuss how you can still sell cars without having the inventory. So I've been in this situation for a while where we don't have a lot of new cars, and a lot of you guys have been DMing me asking me for tips on what to do about this inventory crisis, and this is why I'm putting this video together. So if you guys are learning something from the training videos, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel and check out my Cars Unlocked Academy training program, which I've launched for you, which we're gonna link in the description below. But let's get started with tip number one. First thing you want to do is know your inventory. It's very easy to know your inventory when you may have 4 or 5 different cars. Know your inventory of what you have available for new cars, and also know your inventory for the used cars so that you can talk to your customers about what you have available, and you can instantly flip a customer to the ones you know you have in stock and available to sell. Knowing your inventory is super important. Go out every morning, do lot walks, check out your inventory, look through your website, look through your systems and databases to know what exactly you have available, because customers are going to ask you right away. They're going to say, hey, do you have any of these available? Do you have any of this available? And knowing your inventory is going to help you get more sales of what's available. Knowing your used cars is going to flow right into knowing your inventory, but always presenting your customer with a used car option as well. If a customer comes looking for a new vehicle and they want to test drive a new car, try to present them with a used car option as well. Maybe something with a few kilometers, 1 or 2 years old, that's still going to have warranty on it, and explain the value of the used versus the new. So know your used car inventory and always present them with a similar used car option. It's also important to ask your customers the right questions. Asking things like, when were they looking to get their vehicle, or does they need the car for any specific reason? What type of time frame are they on? Those type of questions are going to help trigger conversations about the inventory and when the cars can be expected to arrive. Don't be afraid to talk to your customers about the delivery dates. Hey, this car is going to take 3 months. This car is going to take 6 months to arrive. Don't be afraid to talk to your customers, but asking them the right questions will put things in perspective for you to know what kind of time frame they're on, and then it will help you guide them to the right car. In our world, we're talking about this inventory crisis every single day as car sales associates, but a lot of customers aren't even aware of going on. So where I found success is educating customers on the inventory crisis, kind of explaining the situation, making sure they're aware that, hey, this isn't a regular situation and there isn't a lot of inventory, and they'll realize that they need to be flexible on what they're looking for and what they can purchase. So explaining the situation and kind of giving them a whole breakdown of what happened and why there is no inventory goes a long way. Paint the picture for your customers, kind of put it in perspective how the timeline is going to be. You can say, oh, the last person that ordered this car ordered it 6 months ago and it finally arrived yesterday. Something like that. Or the last person that bought this, ordered one of these cars off me, they ordered it 3 months ago and it just arrived. Or I had a customer order one 2 months ago and they're still waiting for theirs. So kind of put things into perspective and paint a picture so your customer can visualize their waiting period and they'll decide if it's right for them. Big advantage you can have is by collaborating with other stores. So hopefully you're part of a large dealer group. If you are, that's great. If not, you might have to make some phone calls and do some legwork on your own. But if you collaborate with other stores and gain access to their inventory and are able to sell their inventory, you just have more cars to sell and more cars in stock and more cars available. So if you're part of a dealer group, that's great. Hopefully you can access all the inventory under your dealer group, and don't be afraid to sell outside of your dealership. It goes a long way. You might just get a few extra sales. My final tip is not being afraid to take orders. There's nothing wrong with taking orders as your last resort. If you presented them with a used car option, your customer is open to waiting, then there's no problem taking orders. You have kind of an uncashed check at your desk for when that car arrives. You know you're getting paid, and sometimes those orders will show up at the perfect time. Maybe you're on a kind of slow streak and you need something to get you back into the groove, or you need one more car to hit your target or a couple more cars to hit your target, and an order will all of a sudden show up and you're good to go. So there's nothing wrong with having orders, and the more orders you take, you'll have a couple extra cars arriving each month and you'll have a couple extra sales for the month. So it's basically like putting money in the bank for the future. Don't be afraid to take orders. So that's a wrap, guys. If you learned something from the Cars Unlocked training videos, make sure you check out my Cars Unlocked Academy. I've launched a whole course to help you level up your game and learn from all the mistakes that I've learned and share the skills that I've learned over 10 years of selling cars in this industry. So don't forget to check that out. We're gonna put the link in the description below. If you're new here, subscribe. And if you have questions, just comment, send me a DM on Instagram, and I'll be more than happy to start a conversation with you and answer any questions you have. We'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.